See, one of the things as a comic book fan we love is the level of authenticity that comic books have. And then when we see these comics in live action, we gravitate to those movies that bring out that level of authenticity. Now, they've done that up until, most of the movies that we saw from Marvel really tied to that. Because one of the things you realize about these movies is when you see a comic book movie in live action, oftentimes they tie in certain comic books or several comic books. A good example is Batman versus Superman. Zack Snyder used Frank Miller's Dark Knight. And even visually, the dialogue, the brutality, everything that Frank Miller basically incorporated in his graphic novels, Zack Snyder pulled from that. So when you saw the movie, you could actually go through the graphic novel and go, whoa, okay. And this is what happens. Most fans will see a movie and try and figure out where the director or the writers, where they pulled a lot of this information from. And usually it's like a bunch of comics based on the same character. But there's a level of authenticity with that. Now, when you look at certain things and you see what happens, and that's why people didn't gravitate to the Marvels or Ant-Man and the Wasp or She-Hulk, because they realized a lot of these writers added their own agendas and bias into their writing, the storytelling, and it did not go well with the fan base, and the box office is a clear answer and a clear response at the best indicator for you're doing some shitty nonsense. So when Anthony Mackie says that Captain America Brave New World is actually bringing back some old school vibes, he's talking about like Civil War, Avengers, Age of Ultron, a bunch of these movies, like where Marvel was basically, they were authentic, they were real, where the fans could actually relate with what they're seeing. Taking out this nonsense and giving back the writers, or getting the writers who are actually going to be real and give us the stuff that we've read and we resonate with. That's exactly what he's referencing.